Last time we encountered quite a few problems, including water problems. And we had to redo this intersection twice. And we had to move the lumber business to a new location. But today we're gonna be working a little bit on this area out here. I am planning on building a little city out here. Well, maybe not so little, but you know, it's gonna be a beautiful mix of high density residential and low density residential as well. But before we do any of that, I do need to give my guys a little bit more work. As you can see, there is a great demand for it. And it makes absolutely no sense building a new residential area where nobody's going to be moving in until I actually give people jobs to do. And so here we go. We're going to build this out just a little bit. And since this is a lumber business out here, it only makes sense to put more lumber stuff out there. And the first thing we're going to be doing out here before we build any other major road is actually going to be turning around this intersection here, because we're not going to be going south anymore. I mean, let's be honest, this is going to be our last episode on this particular map, at least for a while. And so might as well just put it in this intersection out here just to make it look a little bit better, because I don't want that other four-way intersection, because it's big and at the moment it's really not needed. And then we're just going to be fixing the fence that in the zoo area just a little bit to make it look a little bit nicer. But as some of you might have seen already, we are a little bit low on money. So unfortunately, we're going to be able to build only the roads out here. Well, not even a lot of road, just basically that's all the road I was able to build for a while. As you can see, money's gone already. And as you can see, we got level 5 lumber yard now, so that's great. And once we actually get some money rolling in, we're going to be able to expand it quite a bit. And as you can see, everything is looking pretty nice. I mean, we're not making as much money as I was hoping, but it's still not bad. We're not in the negatives, so that's already a very positive thing. And just expanding this a little bit more, giving these guys a little bit more workspaces, and hopefully now we're going to be able to sell more paper, which is going to be pretty nice as well. But as you can see, with building that new plant out there, we're actually now needing to import some of the stuff, which I was kind of okay with. As you know, building more tree lines out here, that's going to be costly, and we're trying to gain some money and not lose it. And speaking of money, while I'm waiting to build to get a little bit more, I decided to actually give my guys here a walkway over the highway and the train line out here, train tracks out here, just so my people have an easier time getting out there without having to use cars. And stupidly, I decided to work on the incline, which, as you can see, did not really work out the way I had hoped, and so I had to restart a little bit, but it is what it is. Can't really do anything about it. I mean, the incline wasn't too bad per se on the right side as it is on the left. So I decided just to bring the middle section a little bit more down to hopefully help out. But the left side, as you can see, is still not great. At 17%, that's too much, so I needed to bring it a little bit more. And as you know, as always, in the end, I had to make a little bit of a jigsaw thing going on here, just going around and around, and that did help me out just a little bit. Unfortunately, it wasn't working out too well in the beginning here because I don't really know why. It just kind of didn't work out too much, so I had to redo this a little bit. And I brought it down to about 8% or so, 8.5%. And I was kind of okay with that. I mean, that's not too bad. I mean, it's not great, let's be honest, but it's not horrible either. And I was like, okay, that's gonna be fine. And we got a little bit of money, so I decided to grab something out here just to have like an attraction in this city. I was kind of hoping to fit something into that middle roundabout. Unfortunately, this pyramid looking thing that I wanted to put out here did not really fit in there, so kind of had to put it to the side. And while I was still waiting once again to get more money because I just wasted everything on that pyramid out there, I decided to do a little bit work with the terrain here, bringing everything to the same level and getting rid of some of these trees out there, which I will do in just a moment. And there you go, everything's looking nice and flat. And while we're waiting, once again, just working with the road, making sure that everything's looking nice, everything's the way we needed. And after that, we started working on the city layout here itself. And I don't know why, but I do have this strange thing for the conifer trees, so we're gonna be going with them once again. And as always, we had to redo the water lines because it looked absolutely horrible. And that was a very interesting process. And all we needed to do is grab a little bit of electricity for these guys. Unfortunately, we were pretty low as it is. So we needed to build yet another electricity producing facility. And just giving these guys a couple of parks just so they would be happy. And as you can see, we're grabbing yet another tourist attraction. Once again, just to make sure these guys are happy out here, as there is going to be quite a bit of people living in this quadrant. So might as well. And here's where yet another disaster struck. I decided to get like a pond area here in the middle. Unfortunately, it never really worked with water levels before, so this was a bit of an experiment for me. And unfortunately, it did not work out too well as I flooded my city here a little bit. And then I kind of got rid of all the waters in the river, so that was not pretty. And I tried fixing it, but it wouldn't get fixed. I just made a whole disaster out here, and that was not pretty. So I had to quickly figure out a way to fix the situation, because now everybody in my city is without any sorts of water, and people are starting to leave quite quickly. And as you can see, I destroyed a bunch of offices, a bunch of residential areas out here. But in a moment, everything kind of stabilized a little bit. Water started to spread. My city once again had some fresh water to drink. And I was kind of debating about getting rid of the pond sort of looking area in that roundabout. But I decided to leave it for now, and then just cleared out all of those destroyed buildings, which were mostly in this new quadrant. After the worst of it had passed, I decided to expand yet a little more, just to get low density residential areas out here. And I decided to give these guys a field to play on, just, you know, so there would not be just a field at the university area. These guys needed something a little bit closer to them. And as you can see, because of that new establishment there and having a pretty large, well, maybe not large, but a sizable area for industry here, it created a bit of a problem here with traffic, with having a very, very busy roundabout. And so I had to focus on that a little bit. As you can see, the line is starting to get actually pretty far, and that was not pretty at all. So I kind of made like a little slip lane out here, just so if the trucks need to go to the industry area, they wouldn't actually have to use the roundabout. I kind of had limited success with that, unfortunately. And so I decided to work a little bit with traffic control here in the city as well, just to make sure those guys don't get backed up as well. Otherwise, we're gonna be having a very, very tough time getting anything done here. And then I kind of remembered that I actually did not put any facilities here, like fire station, a police department, or a hospital, but at the same time I was kind of busy working with the traffic here, because still, even over the slip lane here, everybody was getting backed up. It wasn't looking too good. And so I have given another slip lane out here. Unfortunately though, from what I could see, it looked like most people from my city were trying to actually reach the industry area rather than to get on the highway. So that slip lane was kind of useless, to be quite frank. Nevertheless, that did not really stop me. I continued on looking for ways to improve the traffic here. I was looking at different ideas here and there. Started to move some buildings around, especially like recycling centers, stuff like that. And at first I was thinking of putting the hospital out there where I was initially planning a school, but I was like, you know what, no. I am gonna leave that area for a school, probably like a elementary school, high school type of thing. But unfortunately, I did not get enough time to actually build it out there. I was hoping I would, but you know, I only have so much time to do things. And the traffic kind of got a little bit better, but then I realized that, hey, it's actually not getting any better. It's actually getting worse, especially inside the city, because everybody was trying to use that one intersection on the highway to get out of the city, and most people were trying to get to work out there as well. And I decided to help myself out a little bit here with a pedestrian walkways. I was kind of hoping that would be helping me out a little bit more than it actually did. As you can see, we're getting very backed up. Even onto our third intersection here in the city, it was very, very bad, with my whole southern city at a standstill. And after a while, seeing that nothing's really working out, I decided to get rid of that connection to the roundabout and just give these guys one way out into the highway in that particular area, because they already had another intersection at the very southern tip of the city, and so I wasn't really worried about these guys getting in or getting out. Sacrifices have been made, and thankfully it did help me out. People started moving after a while. Industry area needed quite a bit of time to actually start moving with people getting stuck, but with one connection to that roundabout being gone, everybody else started moving a little bit quicker, and I was able to do a little bit more work with the roads out here, just helping these guys get to where they needed. And as you can see, the city started moving a little bit quicker, with only this little pyramid looking thing being very busy out here. So I had to redo this area just a little bit to help with the traffic flow, which wasn't really working out. So I made a decision to actually turn it around a little bit towards the parking lot at its rear at the moment, but now being sort of like parallel to it. And still, it wasn't really helping out too much. So after a while, I just made a decision to get rid of a road there, and that actually helped out quite a bit. And so thank you guys for watching. This is our last episode in this city, and I appreciate all of your support and your help, guys. And if you do love my content, consider liking, consider subscribing, as it does really help me out in the long run. And as always, guys, I'll see you next time. Scorpion out.